everyone. Welcome back to the Deep Dive.
Mhm.
You know we love to dig into the data. And today, we're going to be taking a look at the residential real estate market in Huntington, New York, specifically as we've moved into early 2025.
Absolutely.
We've got some really interesting data on recent sales, how prices are trending, and, just what kind of inventory levels we're seeing out there. Yeah, just to help you understand, what's really happening in the market, especially if you're thinking about buying or selling in this area.
Right, because it can be pretty confusing
Yeah.
to just see the raw numbers and not really know what they mean.
So one of the things that jumps out right away is that it's pretty clear that Huntington is a seller's market right now. What does that actually mean, like on the ground, for someone trying to buy or sell?
Yeah, so basically, if you're selling your home, you're probably going to have multiple offers.
Okay.
You're going to be able to sell pretty quickly.
Okay.
And you're going to get a price that's pretty close to what you're asking for, maybe even above.
Oh, so it sounds good to be a seller.
For sellers, it's a great time.
Gotcha.
For buyers, it can be a little trickier because there's a lot of competition.
Okay.
There aren't as many homes on the market, and you're going to have to act fast
Right.
and maybe offer a little bit more than you were hoping to.
Yeah, so that makes sense. So let's get into the numbers a little bit.
Okay.
When we talk about prices, what are we seeing in Huntington?
So the median sold home price in February was around $818,333,
Okay.
which is, a pretty high number.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
But what's really interesting is that it represents a year-over-year increase of almost 9%, like 8.9%
Wow. So almost a 9% jump in just 1 year.
in 1 year.
That's pretty significant.
Yeah, it is. And, different types of homes are seeing different increases, too.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Like, for example, one-bedroom homes went up by over 20%, 20.6 to be exact.
Wow. So is that maybe suggesting that there's like a really strong demand for maybe more affordable entry points to the market?
Yeah, it could be first-time buyers or people who are downsizing.
That's
They're looking for something smaller.
right. Right. And then on the other end of the spectrum, what are we seeing for those larger homes, the 5-bedroom homes?
So 5-bedroom homes are selling for a lot more.
Okay.
The median price there is around $1.2 million.
Wow, that's a different price point.
It is a different world.
Yeah. Let's move on from price for a second and talk about how fast these homes are actually selling.
Okay.
What's the pace of the market like right now?
It's moving really fast, I'll tell you that.
Okay.
So in February, we had 83 homes sold, and that includes pending sales.
Gotcha.
Now, that's actually down from January, which saw 137 sales.
Mm.
But, February is a short month,
Right.
and it could just be a seasonal thing.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But even with that dip, the average time a home spent on the market was only 56 days.
Okay, so less than 2 months.
Yeah, and that's actually a 9% decrease from last year.
Wow, so things are definitely moving more quickly.
Much more quickly.
Yeah, and I saw that a pretty big chunk of those sales were happening even faster than that, right?
Oh, yeah, 42% of the homes sold in under 30 days.
Wow, so almost half of them are gone in less than a month?
Less than a month. So if you're a buyer, you got to be ready to go.
Yeah, it sounds like if you hesitate, you could miss out. So with prices going up and homes flying off the market, what's the inventory situation like? I mean, are there even homes available to buy?
Well, that's the thing, right? There's not a ton of inventory out there.
Okay.
So in February, there were 470 homes listed for sale.
Okay, and is that a lot or is that a little?
Well, it's actually a lot less than there were in January.
Oh, interesting.
Like it's a 17.4% decrease from just the month before.
Wow, that's a big drop in just 1 month?
Yeah, it's a pretty significant drop, and that really points to why it's such a seller's market.
Right.
When you have low inventory, that drives up prices, and it makes it harder for buyers to find what they're looking for.
So if we put all these pieces together, what does this limited inventory mean in the context of those rising prices and, how fast these homes are selling?
Basically, it all feeds into itself.
Okay.
The low inventory creates competition.
Right.
Buyers are having to offer more money. They're having to make quicker decisions.
Yeah.
And that just keeps pushing the market in the seller's favor.
So for anyone listening who's thinking about the Huntington real estate market in early 2025, what's the takeaway? What's the big picture here?
The big picture is it's a hot market.
Okay.
Prices are going up, homes are selling fast, and there's not a lot to choose from.
So depending on which side of the transaction you're on, that could be good news or bad news, I guess.
Exactly. If you're selling, it's great.
Yeah.
If you're buying, you need to be prepared for a bit of a battle.
So this snapshot of the Huntington market definitely gives us a lot to think about. What's causing these conditions? What does it mean for the future?
Right. Is this sustainable?
Exactly.
Or is it going to change?
Yeah, so as you process all this information about Huntington, definitely keep those questions in mind.
That's a great point.
All right, well, thanks for the deep dive. This has been really informative.
My pleasure. Always happy to talk real estate.
Yeah, anytime.